I was just watching a video from the New York Times where they were interviewing a man who I've never heard of before, so I can't speak to his qualifications. I can't speak to, like, his general vibe as a commentator. But he's supposedly a marriage and family therapist, Terry Real, I don't know. And he was talking about, like, the crisis of men and why men are depressed and the problems with how we socialize men. And it was so interesting. I couldn't stitch, and honestly, like, I'm not going to take a video of it. You can find it. It's on the New York Times' main page. But he starts off with talking about how the beginning of the clip is, when women are depressed, they're depressed. When men are depressed, they become alcoholics, they, go into violent rages, etc. And he starts there. And then he progresses to, you see a flight into addiction or grandiosity. That, I thought, was great. I was like, yep. But then the clip keeps going. Goes for like another 30 or 40 seconds. And by the end, we've come to the conclusion that it's the way we socialize men to toxic independence, toxic individualism, and disconnect. And I just thought, no. This is what's wrong with this entire conversation. I mean, there are so many things wrong with this entire conversation. One of the main things wrong with this entire conversation is that the conclusion they always come to, because they never consider patriarchy, they never concede patriarchy, they never concede the violence and oppressive nature of patriarchy when they have these conversations. So because they don't account for that, they start in the right place and then invert and end up with the exact wrong conclusion. Having a man be depressed and not socializing him to be a person in the world, socializing him, combining the things of a man having normal human feelings of depression, of sadness, with the way that they are socialized to be oppressors, ends up in a situation not where they are disconnected, but where they impose their sadness, their depression on everyone else as a flight into grandiosity, where their feeling has to be externalized and ruin everyone else's life. That's what's actually happening. It's not that they're disconnected from people. It's not that they're so independent. It's that they are socialized that they cannot have a feeling without making it everyone else's reality. That they're socialized, that they are entitled to make their feeling everyone else's reality. They are not indeed disconnected. They are ruling over, oppressing other people with their flights to addiction and grandiosity. They are oppressing other people with their emotions that they are socialized to inflict upon everyone in the vicinity. They are socialized to inflict their emotions upon the world. Now, to the extent we're saying they're disconnected, they don't know how to, like, just connect and sit with the feeling and reconnect in a healthy way. Sure, that's true. But it's not helpful at all to say that men are disconnected from each other and say, oh, that's so sad, which is where we always end up when we're having these conversations. When we avoid talking about patriarchy, we always say, oh, that's so sad. We end up indulging them even more, indulging their, presumed right to inflict their sadness on everyone else by making it anger, by making it rage, by making it addiction, by making it philandering, by making it cheating, by making it violence. We're not going to get anywhere in the conversation. Like, yes, men are disconnected, but the answer isn't that we all indulge them more. It's that we force them to confront the reality that when they are socialized under patriarchy, they're socialized not just to sublimate their own feelings, but to inflict those feelings on other people in a way that is oppressive and inappropriate. And that needs to be confronted. Until it is, we'll never go anywhere in this conversation. We'll never make any progress in this conversation.
With women, they're depressed. With men, they're depressed. No, they're not.
Right.
They're drinking.
They stuff it down. Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't see the pain. You see the flight into medication or grandiosity that avoids the pain. And so many of the difficulties we think of as quote unquote typically male, the substance abuse, rage, affairs. I'm not saying all of them are fueled by depression, but many of them are. Underneath the depression is trauma. And the way we traditionally, quote unquote, turn boys into men is we teach them to disconnect. Disconnect from vulnerability, disconnect from their feelings, disconnect from others.
The toxic individualism, yeah.
Yeah, we call that learning to be independent. And the consequence of a disconnected boy is a disconnected man.